best and most secure way to enjoy Momo. That's why from the 2nd of April 2021, you'll be required to present a valid national ID card anytime you visit a Momo agent point to perform a transaction. Please note that this is to help you to keep receiving.
Great. So let's get on to the phone lines now. I was telling you earlier about the situation at the University of Education, Winneba, where this will get you your certificate all to no avail. We've been joined by Lydia Ohenewa Akwako Nkrumah, who was course rep for human resource management and is very concerned.
I want to use this opportunity to greet all the distance education students to you all.
Help us understand when you completed your studies and when you were
in August. And then we were told by management that our graduation will not take long. We waited for them. There was no news. In fact, no communication whatsoever. So we thought date will come that they have postponed to March. That is, I think, March 18 or so. We got another date that in April they are going to graduate us. We were just expecting no communication. No. We will just be there, and then from the UEW side, we get it from our various platforms.
Hold on a minute.
We get the date from our various platforms that I personally called UEW, and I spoke to one of the managers, and they said, but no. So we noticed that because the university is not communicating to us, they are not telling us anything. And some of us still up to today, none of us who completed 2020 have not had any of our certificates.
I just want this clarification. When you say on your platforms, those platforms which you're...
We have a platform, let's say the human resource, accounting and others. We all have a common platform. And we take most of our information from the coordinators. We have a DESA platform. That is the Distance Education Student Association. There's a platform that we have. Most of this information also comes...
Okay, kindly hold on for us, Lydia, because the University Relations Officer, Ernest Azutiga, has joined us. Ernest, good morning. Expecting to say, you told them you're going to be graduating last year. You talked about graduating this year in March and this year in April.
Hello, Winston.
Yes, Ernest told them they're going to graduate last year. Then you said, okay, you'd graduate in March 2021 course and still cannot get their certificates. They're asking, what is the problem, Ernest?
Okay, thank you very much. And that this administration in particular has students at the center of everything that we do. It is also on record then a better chance to compete with the other universities in terms of the timing of graduation. It will be recalled, traditionally, we have two windows for actors for a very long time. This administration, however, thought it wise that the graduation period be brought forward so that the students can, instead of it happening in November, actually happened in the first week of September. Now, we had a peculiar situation, the COVID situation in 2020. And so at a point, the academic calendar for the distance online activities on 1st June, which traveled into July. And by the close of July, they started their examination, and they submitted them in August. It has to go through a post-examination process. And so we had what we call on-screen marking, because August down to the middle of October. Then when that process finished, the results had to be taken in November. It came before academic board in December, and they had their approval. Now, when you are finished with this, you have to give opportunity to those who for the final special examination in January. And so it is not accurate that they completed in. Also goes through those post-examination processes for all those things to be done. And so, and we are moving it to May. And so that is the situation.
Great. Now, the special receipt, right?
It was for those students,
Yes.
the 2020 group.
Yes, those who didn't pass some of their papers, right? Those who failed affect those who have passed.
Exactly.
Well, it's part of the arrangements that we have. We that is how, essentially, and this is a practice that we've been going through.
That you delay my certificate because.
And then we do a mop-up.
Yes, but you're telling us that they actually finished their exams in January because some people wait for another person who, through no fault of mine, failed his exam.
Exactly.
Winston, I'm saying that it isn't.
Okay. And I'm saying, so part of your process is that you wait and do this. But to May, before the decision was taken in April, throughout the time that you were taking these decisions of, I am asking whether the students were informed when you were taking these decisions.
I think that...
Never. It was when the media came in.
Hold on, I'm coming, Lydia. I'll get to you shortly, Lydia. Please hold on. 2020, when you finished marking by mid-October, November, thereabout, they're asking for their certificates.
It went to academic board.
An event before certificates are printed and handed over to these students.
Done before certificates are released. Recently, we have had to work on our policy to try to review that if they wrote within some time, they should be able to have access to their certificates.
Yes, but I mean, in this case...
Lie. They never communicated with any of us.
Right?
Meanwhile, regular students, high-distance students as our own. So why is it that they have been able, we all use the same system, this, how do you call it, e-learning. Whole aspect is, they don't communicate with us. They don't tell us anything. We will just be there and then, we will see something. EW said they are graduating you today. The media have not stated. They only brought a letter to hide their shame that they are graduating us in May. Yes, still, there's no date. I want to know, why have they...
Yes, I'm getting to you, Ernest, because, yes, you've talked about May, but seriously...
First of all, let me hold off this and come back to... Let me address her, then come back to this thing. I would advise that she chooses her words advisedly. But by the time the regular students were being graduated, they had not completed. It's not true that they completed with the regular students. Everything on them had been completed. They would have been part of the graduation. And so she should be careful with that. I have just said that we have been hit with some technical challenges, and it's not something that we have hidden. In fact, we've been making the get out. There are things that come with certificates. Certificates are not it, and from time to time, sometimes we have to review certain things within the certificate to make sure that it is secured. And so that is...
They'll be graduating in May. I am a student, former student. When in May am I graduating? It is not...
And we are saying that come what may, in May, there will be graduation, but we are unable to tell the date and the time for now, but we are sure.
Graduation. For students, they want to know, because when I completed University of Professional Studies last year, we were told in this notification a month to graduation. We knew. Why is it difficult to know the date that they are graduating?
Hello, Winston.
Yes, Ernest.
It still has to do with the date, right?
Yes.
Yes, I'm saying date in May, but we are sure that in May there will be graduation.
For people who graduate somewhere in April, they didn't graduate in April?
Yeah.
And you are being told we'll graduate in May. Now, they're being told again that you're going to graduate in May without a date. Why should they take this?
It's not something that happens on a normal basis. This is a one-off something. And we are saying that resolve and there will be graduation in May.
What is that technical challenge? Ernest, what's that technical challenge?
That certificates are not just pieces of papers. They come with certain... some work on the certificates are ongoing, and surely we believe that...
There's upgrade.
We have no idea.
Lydia, I'll get back to you shortly.
Prepare for our graduation.
Yes.
The rest are more or less internal issues that we don't have to. We knew there will be graduation in April. We worked towards it. Everything had been prepared. Unfortunately, we have a technical
receipt, special receipt, which you say as part of your system.
Sure.
And I want to understand this because for all of us who went to universities in Ghana, if you failed, you come back and resit, and then you are added to the next batch of graduating students, compiling the final list.
That's why I have said before, and I will say again, it's been part of our processes, in place processes that will eventually get us to the congregation in these two occasions. And timing, it was within our April target, our April date that was set, and so it does not take away anything.
Let me just, yes, Lydia, come in quickly. You've listened to your university relations officer. He says that they are sure.
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Azutigan says, sure that May you graduate. I'm sure that should bring.
They will start running. We don't trust them. There are other issues that we have been through, and we know the university that we are talking of. UEW is full of errors and mistakes. If I have to put in this receipt that he's talking about, you are going to write. You will go and pay the money that you're supposed to pay. And then now you go on campus to go and also was told that she has no receipt on the list that came out. Only for her to get to campus. They told her that she had read the receipt. Only for her to get to the gate, the invigilator said, oh, what is your name? She mentioned her name, and they said, your name is not here. So you just have to go. Why? If I said I want to talk more, even most of our executives now, those who had been handed over now, the association, that is the DESA association itself, their monies are being handed over by management of us, completed our years without even one handout. They keep telling us the most.
We've all heard Ernest Azutiga make the promise that you graduate in May. This is public record. Okay?
Sure.
And so we will graduate. We will play our part in ensuring that you get your certificates now that this issue has come to us. Let me just wrap up with you. Current state of online registration for master's students, and why lecturers will be hesitant to take up graduate classes because students are not many, and also because they reported
Second part of it.
Okay, it says
But
why
yes,
lecturers will be hesitant to take up graduate classes because students are not many, and also because they reported late when they have paid for the tuition.
Has been ongoing, and because we're doing this online thing, there have been few technical challenges, but where to contact for those problems to be resolved. There is a whole process that they have to go through. Start from their departments when they are unable to get a solution to it. They may move or proceed to the academy. In terms of a lecturer being reluctant to lecture, I think that it may be the right thing is done.
All right, Ernest Azutiga, thank you very much for joining us. Lydia, we're not done with your issues.
Enjoyed it.
Thanks to all of you. Okay, so before our friends from the Ghana Revenue Authority join us of a conversation on the Ghana Card Tax, Lydia, Ohenewa Akwaku Nkrumah, who's a student, former student, briefly your take, a minute or two.
Yes, and deliver it as a service. It's as if we are doing you a favor when you're in school. So how they change some of the tool is it with certificates that you are embedding whichever technology that cannot be done within the space that you do. And it's not only in UUW, it's in the schools I know in this country. The posturing of those in management, acting or comparing this kind of system to what you see elsewhere, you'll be shocked by the vast difference between the two. If a service that goes with that. How about if the person wanted those certificates to actually apply to school elsewhere or do other things?
Exactly.
Why are we unduly? They are in a very different state. But schooling in Ghana is difficult from also to the students, and it's as if the student is being punished for what they have not done wrong. Elsewhere, somebody will be suing the school and demanding answers, and some of these schools don't even show up in international rankings at all. It's because of some of these things.
Thank you, Raymond, about Ghana Card Tax Identification Number. There are many of you who have issues you've asked yourself, so what happens to me? Well, we've got answers to all your